Hey, what's up everybody? Nick here, and this is awesome. It's the first time I'm doing my Ask Nick series on this new channel, Nick Symmonds 2. You guys have sent me some incredible questions over on Instagram. If you have a question for me, just DM me your questions on Instagram, and each week I'll pick one to read here on this new channel. And this one is important. This is a question I've gotten more than maybe any other question over the last few weeks. What to do about cross country in 2020, specifically if your season's been canceled. I'm gonna read this real quick. Hey Nick, this past week has been rough for a cross-country runner. My school canceled for the fall semester and cross-country is done because of it. The problem is this was my senior season and my last chance to make a huge leap. I feel like this is just hard to draw up motivation now that I know there isn't a race at the end of the tunnel. How do you find some motivation these times knowing there's not a specific race or time you are looking for? You've been a role model for me all year and any advice you got would be really helpful. Appreciate it. God bless. Robert, thank you for this message. Man, okay, first of all, if you have had a season canceled, I think most of us have, whether it was your spring track season or this cross-country season, my heart goes out to you. I am so sorry that you're having to deal with this, and I don't know if enough people have said that yet. I think they're asking a lot of kids right now, wear face masks, socially distant, don't see your friends, don't run your seasons. We're asking a lot of you, thank you for all that you're doing. Thank you for making the sacrifice. So I'll start with that. It sucks, it's unfair, and you shouldn't have to deal with this. You know, I never had to deal with a full season cancellation. I can't imagine how it must feel to be dealing with this right now. If you are able to have races this fall, if your school, your state is allowing races this fall, be so thankful and so appreciative that you get to have that opportunity, because a lot of people don't. Now, if your season's already been canceled or races have been canceled and you're dealing with those disappointments, know this, things will go back to normal eventually. And when they do, you're going to want to have spent the preceding months or a year training, because if you don't, you will be light years behind the people that did. The hard work you put in today, it compounds, it builds. It makes you stronger tomorrow, and that makes you stronger the day after that, which makes you stronger the month after that. Your hard work builds, it compounds until you become the strongest running machine that you can possibly be. Now, if you take a month off, that's okay. If you take a couple months off, you know, not the end of the world, but if you start taking months and months and years off, it is so much harder when you decide to come back. So even if you're not racing this season, be out there training. Train, you know, to keep that momentum up. Train because you love being out in nature. Train for the love of the sport. You don't always have to be training for a race. Sometimes you just go out and train because you freaking love it. You know it's good for you. You love being out in nature. You love being out with your friends. So that's what I'm encouraging people to do. Train for a race if you can. If you can't, then go train for the love of it. It's still okay to meet up with your friends. You know, I'm not saying you need to go out and run with 100 people, but you know, meeting up with a friend or two and just going for a jog, there's nothing wrong with that. The other thing I will say is time trialing is important, and this may be the best opportunity that you will ever get to practice time trialing, which is a skill in and of itself. Pick a distance. You know, if you have the entire cross-country season canceled, pick a date, pick a distance, and start training for it with a couple friends. You might say, well, I normally run 5K cross-country during the cross-country season, and those are all canceled, but what I've always wanted to do is try running a really fast, pick any distance. I want to run a really fast 8K because I know that that's the distance that I'm going to run in college. So I'm going to find a 1K loop, and I'm going to run it 8 times, and I'm going to do it, maybe the date that the state championships would have been. What an awesome opportunity it is for you to train for something, to prepare your body for something that you're going to need to be able to do in the future anyways, and to just get out and rip an awesome race at a new distance to set a new PR. It's something we did a lot as a professional athlete. I would train for time trials early season, knowing that I wasn't quite ready to race. I didn't want to put all of my, reveal all my cards too early, put it all on the line. I might pick like a 600, for example. I was an 800-meter runner. I might pick a 600 early season and train specifically for that time trial. There's nothing wrong with that. And there's also the added advantage that you can film it. We live in an awesome digital era where this little camera right here, have someone film it, upload that video to college coaches. Awesome way to get recruited if you've had your season canceled and can't showcase your talent. Basketball players do this all the time. They call it a hype reel. Make your own hype reel, and it could be for 5K. You could go out to the track and just crush a 5K. send that video to college coaches. If that's the aim right now, is to be recruited, make sure you're being proactive. You're emailing coaches, you're taking video, you're telling them how hard you work for it. You're willing to work for the program. Guys, there are a million, guys and girls, there are a million ways to get through this, but you gotta be creative, you gotta think outside the box, and you've gotta stay positive. I hope that helped a little bit. We're coming back next week with another Ask Nick, and I've got a big announcement in the next one. You don't wanna miss it. Hit that subscribe button. See you soon.